What's up, y'all? Now, let's look at this situation as a whole. We have a situation where Eric Gomez versus Daquan Arnett. That was one of the most interesting fights to watch. As a boxing fan, I could watch that fight all day because it's a contrast of two styles. One guy, you could tell they both are influenced by the boxing style of Floyd Mayweather. So to watch these two styles go against each other is quite interesting. And this is where the amateurs come into play. Like, they fought each other numerous of times in the amateurs. And Eric Gomez, I believe, won every time. He's dropped him 3 times in the amateurs. There's a slight power difference that goes with Gomez. Even though Arnett is the more slicker boxer who fights out of the peekaboo style that you see Mayweather use, that he used a lot during Zab Judah fight and when he was pressing. But there are certain things that Mayweather does that they don't do, that they're young, that they'll learn and adjust to how the fight is, as far as letting the fight come to them and as far as what they're seeing in styles. They're very young. But going over this fight, man, Eric Gomez was doing a lot of slick things as far as they're minute, but they're major in a fight. And that's taking half steps to the side after throwing a punch when your fighter's out of position, trying to block or ducking, or because in a peekaboo stance, there are certain shots you're limiting your peripheral vision of the fighter and yourself. So when a punch is coming in, you're supposed to loop shots over. But when you do, some people, they're out of position. They either go out to get situated, they don't use their footwork. If you use your footwork correctly, you could take a jab step back, a half step back, and still be in a position to throw punches when your opponent still has to turn towards you. And that's how he scored a knockdown on Arnett. And caught him with a nice body shot to drop him. It was impressive to see a young fighter do that in Eric Gomez. But after the knockdown, I mean, to show the grit Arnett shown coming back with the artillery he was, and let Gomez basically punch himself out, he went back to boxing. And I think that fight was scored incorrectly. I think it was a lot closer than what those scores were. And yes, I had Gomez winning the fight, but it was tight, very tight. Because after the knockdown, really Gomez kind of like took the foot off the gas a little bit. He tried to press a little too much, but he really didn't have it. He kind of shot his load because he thought he was going to get Arnett out of there. So overall, I'm very impressed with the two fighters. I still would love to see them again in another fight. But I had to give them their own shout out because they deserved it. They put up a great fight, and I was impressed. I'm out.